weekend.
We made it to Ireland, specifically Drift Games. You know where we are?
We're at O'Connor's bar. Let me get a nice pint of Guinness.
We're here at Drift Games. This is probably the coolest, most insane. This isn't even a shop. I don't even know what to call it.
We named it the Studios because it's the most vague name we could come up with because it doesn't really, I don't know. We built it because it was cool and now we figure out what we're doing with it. But
Drift Game Studios.
Drift Game Studios. So we make videos here. Of what we still haven't figured out. We have a garage, but we haven't used it yet. It's like a showroom. It's also our office. It's also our media center. But we kind of just built it because it was cool and we wanted somewhere to bring people when they come into town, like you. It was inspired by Universal Studios and by theme parks when you go there. So when I was in Florida, we went to Universal Studios and I was like, they have a street here, but really they've just painted the ground and put some road markings on it. And I was like, I'm pretty sure it would be cheaper to build inside, like a building inside than outside because you don't need insulation and you don't need everything. So that turned into an idea. I left the idea and then this place came up for rent and we were like, what if we built a ramp, went into the side of a building, and then we made it all look like it was lots of little buildings. And then I found some crazy Irish people that wanted to help us do that. And then it was a real thing that was happening. And then up until about 2 weeks ago, I thought it might be the most naff, stupid thing that anyone's ever built. But it turned out just okay, I think.
This is amazing. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this. And this has only been operational fully for like a week.
Week and a half,
2 weeks?
Yeah, 2 weeks.
So it's brand new, and it's second floor. So we're actually not on ground level right now. They bring in cars through this outdoor lift, which is, that's just wild.
It's also very safe.
Yeah.
So like even we struggle to get our cars out, so I'm pretty sure no one can steal them.
We're in Ireland for the LZ World Tour at Mondello with Drift Games. So they are providing all the hospitality during our entire trip, and these are a few of the cars are in here that are gonna be competing this weekend, right? So we have Adam's car, Jason's car, and my car, and I'm going to be driving Josh's NC Miata. SR powered. I've never driven an SR car ever. Like not even on the street.
Have you even lived, Colette?
Have I even lived?
You haven't felt the misery of what's that noise? Is that a good noise? That's a bad noise. Is that a good noise? That's the SR life.
See, I'm already into rotary life. I think SR is
Well, if you're coming from rotaries, it's a step up. But
I've never driven SR before. I've never drifted a Miata. I'm really excited. I was freaking out a little bit about this maybe being a much harder car for me to learn or drive, but Dave and Josh just shaked it down the other day and said it was maybe easier to drive than the C6.
Because it's not really a Miata. It's almost an RX-8. So basically, this car, so the NA and B, the first two models, pop up and then the one that no one likes, those two are very small and short wheelbase, but this car actually has the wheelbase the exact same as that car. So basically it's shorter than a 180, but not massively shorter. The whole rear end of the car is actually RX-8 suspension, which was easy for an upgrade. So you could just drop the RX-8 in.
Josh was telling me that. I never knew that. Like that's what made me be like, maybe I should look at this as a platform.
RX-8 diffs or it's X8 shafts. Everything's pretty similar. The front suspension on these, you can even get a wise fab for these from an RX-8. And all you gotta do is put an E46 BMW rack in and it just works perfectly. That's not what we've done.
I feel like I should take out all these secrets because now all these parts are going to be
And the only way we stand here looking so smart, this car has taken us 3 years to get to this point from learning all of those things of how difficult they are because no one's ever really built one.
Yeah.
Like Josh wanted something different and we bought this car which was originally a pre-press launch car for Mazda. Never saw a street. It was only a track hot lap car. It was abandoned in Mondello Park in the corner. And Josh was like, what's the story with that car? And he was like, oh, we can give it to you, but there's no, like, you can't put it on the road or anything. So we took it, made it a drift car. It's a mix mash of a ton of stuff in this car, and it's taken 3 years, 3 engines, 2 gearboxes and all to get to this point. And we found the problem in the end, which was a sump. You know when you YouTube title stuff and you say, oh, I'm the first person ever to put an SR and an NC? That sounded like a flex at the start, but then we realized why no one had. So you can see the steering rack down the bottom here is very close. So we've had to move this engine 3 times on 3 different engine mounts to get it in the right place. It's now as back as far as it'll go, low as far as it'll go, which really helps the weight distribution. Custom, all the front suspension is custom from Destroyer Die. This is the version 3 of these suspension arms, because Josh has had the version 1 and 2, developing them with them. The engine DY was built in the UK over the winter, 6 months. Every single part brand new. There's not one second-hand part on the engine. Even everything's brand new. We went with a smaller turbo. It originally had a big turbo on it, but it was really laggy and snappy. Now it's like a small turbo.
I cannot wait to
There is
experience that.
zero lag. Zero. It's like a V8.
Looks like a G25 550.
Yeah, it's the new Garrett one. You guys will know more than me. And
I have that on my Evo.
Yeah, it's good.
Yes.
We had to use an S2000 clutch pedal, a Willwood brake pedal. I think the accelerator pedal is from some other car to all work together to make it work, and now it all does. Tubed the framed everything was done to high standard, and we obviously, there was no rust to work with, it was fine. We got the rads, the fans, everything you would expect from a pro car is all there. The 6-speed sequential is probably the niftiest part, because that's the bit that takes away a lot of the hardship out of the car. Very short ratio gears, everything works really well. You know what the thing is, we always have Samsonite sequentials, and it seems like it's because we have tons of money, but remember, they're made in Europe. So we have no shipping and no customs.
Yeah.
So they're actually, at the moment, a Samsonite sequential is just a little bit more expensive than an R154.
Wow.
So it's actually much more practical, and you can get all the replacement parts for everything and service them and everything like that. So they're actually quite practical. Fire suppression system, we got a full link dash in there.
And a brand new wrap and livery that was just debuted recently.
Hasn't seen the track, only one little test. So we did it half and half, so that we took a picture from one side of the car, it looked like a different car from the other side. So your Instagram wall would look varied when you're drifting. So it wasn't just the same car over and over again.
And neon yellow.
The wheels are another collaboration wheel that we've done with Strom. The body kit's interesting on this because it's as far as I know, there's only 2 in the world. So it's a Firefly body kit from the UK. So the body kit, the front of these are bolt-on universal fenders. The back is from a GT86. So Josh made a GT86 fender work on the back. Ducktail spoiler, the diffuser he made himself from an RX-7 diffuser. These are 180 side steps. Like, there's no parts for these cars. He's had to do them. It did have see-through doors for a while, which was pretty cool, but it runs really good. And we put the suspension on it quite, I would say, neutral. It drives so nice, like so controllable. And you wouldn't believe when you sit in it how big it is. This is twice the size inside of your Corvette, my Corvette.
Let's do a fit test.
Get in there. Get in there.
Fit test.
Go in there and be surprised at how much space there is.
Let me check your fit.
I do feel bad that it's taken 3 years to get to this point, and Josh isn't driving it. Where is Josh? He's somewhere. Big shout out and thank you to Josh, because he basically just got this entire car fully sorted, and then he's like, here's the keys.
But he also said that the reason he wanted you to drive it was because he wants to see the car drift from the outside. Because he just wanted to see the car actually work and do something positive, because it's been quite a journey.
This is the challenge, fitting me into anything.
Yeah.
That's not made for me from the start.
We off to a good start?
Yeah, I think I just need to go forward and up, but definitely way better than normal.
Oh, you also have all your controls on the steering wheel for the car. Everything's on the steering wheel. The ignition, the wipers, everything, like a GT3 car.
Can you floor it?
No, I can't floor it. So I think I just need to go maybe up 1 or 2 inches and then forward 1 or 2, probably 1 or 2 inches.
This is all going back is the hard part. Forward and up is easy.
Yeah, I think I just need to go up like 2 inches and then forward 2 inches, and it'll be perfect. This is so cool. I'm very excited.
But isn't it roomy? It doesn't feel like you're in a Miata. Like, it's roomy inside.
No.
It feels like an inside of an S body. It's like got that kind of space.
Yeah. No, this
And
is-
more than the Corvette, which annoyed me every time when we built those 2 cars. I was like, how am I crushed into this thing? And he's in a little MX-5 and he's got room for activities everywhere.
We could barely fit like a decent seat in there. I couldn't fit a full halo like in the Corvette. It won't fit.
This runs 2 6.5 18s as well, and like not many Miatas run that. So
Funny. It's funny how she runs 265s and I'm with 205s.
yeah. You gotta just use your right foot to overpower all the grip.
Yeah.
Be good.
This is really cool. And you said it's making maybe like 380 wheel?
Yeah.
380-ish
It's
wheel?
more than enough. The thing is a rocket ship. Like
And
we
weight?
were 1,000 kilos.
And Adam's driving the 8.6, so this trip to Ireland is going to be about tiny car go fast.
I would basically say that both of these cars are faster than the Corvette.
Really?
Yeah. The 350 kilos lighter, which is a lot. And like I always find like a light car with the right setup. I think also the small turbo on this has made it so much faster than when it had the big turbo because it was all at the top end. Not the best car at max angle, but I think you drive similar to the way I drive. You're not like just throwing it in. That car is fast on that line.
Yeah.
Because angle's obviously going to slow you down to a certain extent. It's cool to watch, but in a battle, if you can get like a decent angle and stay on speed, it's probably more an advantage than big angle.
I am very, very excited to get behind the wheel of this thing. I've never drifted Miata and I cannot wait. This is officially the reveal of the vehicle I'll be driving in and competing in at the LZ World Tour at Mondello Park. Quick recap, about 380 horsepower. We got a sequential in here. Hydro, it is inline hydro, and it's a very lightweight car. So this Ireland trip is definitely the tiny car trip for Adam and I. He's gonna be competing in an 8.6, and then I'm gonna be drifting a Miata for the very first time. This is definitely going to be very different than my last experience here. I was driving the C6 the last time I was here, and I need to show you guys an update of what the C6 looks like now. Dave went absolutely crazy and gave Darren from Group D basically the keys to do whatever he wants, and it looked so insane. Obviously, Dave's C6 that I drove last year for this event looks dramatically different than it did when I drove it. Darren from Group D just did a complete transformation of this thing, and I would say this is the coolest C6 that exists. Absolutely love all the insane aero. It just looks like a fighter jet. It's so much more aggressive now. When I went to the Group D shop last year, just seeing all of their wild transformations. Darren has such an insane mind to just see a car and figure out exactly where to add all of these crazy lines. Like I absolutely love it. At least on one of my vehicles, want to have the Group D treatment. They absolutely killed it on Dave's C6, and I'm thinking maybe when we rebuild the 3-rotor car, maybe we can do something in the rear. One of my favorite parts is definitely the fin out the back. You either love it or you hate it. I love it. I think it looks so cool and so unique. So maybe that could be a build where I hit up Darren and see if they can do the treatment on the FC. I know they got an FC at their shop, so that wouldn't be a problem. I love these plates that they added on here too, because in Corvettes, this is all fiberglass, so this was a really cool way to just bring in metal to it. It's, what is that? Is it riveted or screwed on? But definitely since all of this is cut out, it just looks way more aggressive since you see everything that's inside here. Shout out to Dave and Group D for literally building one of the coolest and most unique C6 Corvettes that exists. So if you guys are here in Ireland, come out to Mondello Park this weekend, watch us all tear it up. A lot of other guys are coming into town starting tomorrow, and it's going to be a pretty awesome time.
Very, very well.
Thank you for letting me borrow this whip here.
I'm happy to. It is something that's driving better than it ever has, and I believe in you. I believe you do well with it.
Thanks.
Because I've only drove bad cars, and this is the first car that people have got out of and said, this is actually a decent car. So that's something going in.
Well, thank you. I'm very, very excited. Excited to get behind the wheel. I love the way it looks.
It's a message for you when you start the car on the screen.
Nice ding. Okay.
It's not God's engine.
It's not,
The electric power steering making that cool futuristic sound.
What pump is that?
Astra. Same as what's on Adam's FD car.
It's about to take off.
Give it a bit of a gas.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. Let's go again. It should do it third time. There you go. It's a lumpy idle until it warms up.
Alright, well, now I know how to start the car. That's half the battle, or a part of the battle. So if you guys want to see us tear it up at Mondello Park, get tickets, and we'll see you there.